Hello, and welcome to another edition of Nice News. I'm Jeffrey Ventura.
And I'm Gavin Mercier. In today's episode,
We learn about sleep and students' thoughts on school start time.
various mental health resources are readily available.
SWAT tutors are here to help.
New school safety rules have been implemented this year.
And we find out managing school on a job can be difficult.
In our first story, Nevna informs us about various sleep statistics, students' opinions on when school would start.
Sleep is incredibly important, but many of us don't get enough sleep. I know that I often don't.
In fact, 72.7% of high school students get less than the recommended amount of sleep for their age. Sleep research suggests that a teenager needs between 8 and 10 hours of sleep every night, but most teenagers only get about 6.5 to 7.5 hours of sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation can have dramatic effects on a teenager's mental well-being and academic performance. 93% of U.S. high schools start before 8:30 a.m. Could this be the issue? Numerous studies have demonstrated that early start times impede middle and high school students' ability to get sufficient sleep. Studies comparing high schools with start times as little as 30 minutes earlier versus those with later start times demonstrate consequences such as difficulty concentrating and behavior problems. On average, how many hours of sleep do you get during the weekdays?
I have fifth period nights block right now, so it depends on the day, but for A days, I usually get around like 6 or 7 hours of sleep, and then B days, I get to sleep in, so I get like 8 or 9.
About 7 per night. I'd say I probably get 7 hours a night.
On weekdays, I usually get 8 hours of sleep.
When do you think school should start and why?
They were talking about starting it later, like 8:30 or 9, and I think that's a good idea because then we would get more sleep, because even though 8:15 is like a late-ish start time, you still have to wake up like an hour before that and then actually like drive to school, get ready, all that stuff. So if they started at 9, then we could actually wake up at like 7:30 instead of having to wake up at 6:30 to get to school at 8:15.
I think our late start time is a good time for most days because, I don't know, I feel like it's weirder that high schoolers like wake up earlier than elementary or middle schoolers do in the area.
I think school is a good time right now, like 8:15, just because I go to bed on the earlier side and then I wake up, so I get enough sleep either way.
I think school should start at 9 a.m. because it's not as early as 8, and I feel like at 9 it starts to get like into the later time, so it'd give me more time.
Thanks, Nevada. I could definitely use an extra hour of sleep in the morning.
Next, Alani talks to Mr. Alger about mental health resources in the school.
Mental health has become an increasingly important topic in the GNHS community. Do students feel comfortable reaching out for help in the staff, or are they still struggling to be heard? People have begun to speak out about mental illness around the world. Mental health is becoming less of a touchy subject, and due to this, the school is beginning to join in the effort. In order to be able to perform well in school, students must have a healthy mind, but this is easier said than done. Most students struggle with the stress of daily life, so what can the school do to ensure that students can get the support that they need? Prevention and Wellness Coordinator Mr. Alger answers these questions and more.
If students need help with mental health and some of those supports, we mostly want our students to be aware of what's here in the building. Our counselors, our social workers, our psychologists, myself as a prevention and wellness coordinator, we are lucky enough to have a lot of resources as a school, and we just want to make sure that our students are reaching out when they find themselves having those kinds of mental health challenges. One of the most important things around providing support for students' mental health is confidentiality. And so when students come to meet with me about an issue, it's a conversation just between the two of us. The only exceptions to that rule are issues around safety. We want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe, but that does mean we have a lot of room to have conversations that are confidential, and from there we're working to kind of make sure that we're listening and addressing those concerns of our students. We've got a number of staff in the building that are here to support students individually. We also have a range of peer support groups. This could be on a range of topics. A lot of students filled out a survey in a nights block just a few weeks ago expressing their interest. But certainly if students are interested in participating in a peer support group, they can stop by my office, which is A138, right across from the hub, and let me know kind of what they might like to get involved with.
Whether they are large or small, steps are being made to help students in need. Ilani Pedroza, GNHS-TV.
Thanks, Ilani.
Never be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
Now, Daniel Bockinger tells us about SWAT tutoring.
SWAT is an organization of students that can help tutor in many different topics. From English to math, they can help. But how about we go and talk to the coordinator herself and get a little bit more information? So you're the coordinator for SWAT, is that correct?
I am. I'm Mrs. Welty. I am the SWAT tutoring coordinator.
All right. And what do you guys do around Grace Lake North?
So we currently have about 60 tutors available. We can help with almost any subject. We're available every single night's block of the day. And if you need a SWAT tutor, all you have to do is email me, jwelty@d127.org, and we'll get you set up.
All right, perfect. And where would you guys meet if you did want to set up an appointment?
Right here in the hub. We actually have our space here, and if you want to pan over, pretty soon we're going to have a new room that we can meet in. So we can do like a group study type of situation.
That sounds great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
After talking to the woman in charge, let's go learn about some of the tutors themselves.
Hey, I'm Belle Moran. I am a senior. Ooh, that sounds scary. I've been in SWAT for 2 years. I am actually a mentor tutor this year, and I tutor English.
Hi, I'm Levi Adams. I am a senior. This is my second year doing SWAT, and I primarily focus on math and technology classes, although sometimes I work about anywhere.
SWAT tutors are a great resource. Don't be afraid to reach out. Daniel Bockinger, GHS-TV.
Thanks, Daniel. It's good to know there are other ways to get help with our classes, especially since we don't see our teachers every day.
Next, Jared speaks on new school safety rules and asks students how they feel about them.
This is Jared Naval, and we'll be interviewing students on their opinions on school safety. What are your thoughts on Alice?
Well, I think it's a good system. I mean, we barricade the doors, we kind of, we're protecting from invaders. Like, I think it's a good idea, and I think it works very well if there's an intruder who came into the building. I support it. It sounds like very good. I mean, barricading the doors is better than just hiding in a corner because the intruder already knows where you are.
What are your thoughts on Alice?
I think it's way better than just hiding under desks and pretending you're not there. Because not only do you not feel safe, it just feels silly. Actually barricading and trying to protect yourself is really useful.
This is Jared Naval, GNHS-TV.
Thanks, Jared. Finally, Tess Buckley learns about the difficulties of managing school and a job.
In addition to school, many nights work a part-time job. These students have to manage their time wisely, staying productive while balancing homework, extracurriculars, and a job. Celia Palomaleo shares her experience.
I work at Panera as a part-time job, and I manage my time by using up all the free time I get during my class periods to do my homework so I can get that out of the way. And then I use my downtime before going to work in the afternoon to finish up any other activities I have and join extracurriculars here at North. And I spend most of my nights working. I typically work 10 to 15 hours a week and pick up shifts when I can. And I try to make the most out of all the free time I get so that way I can work more hours.
Thanks, Tess.
Hey, can you pick up my shift tonight?
Bro, forgot we had practice, bro. Lock in.
That brings another episode of Nice News to a close.
We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on social media.
I'm Gavin Mercier.
And I'm Jeffrey Ventura. Have a great week, North.
Various mental health resources are ready. Real. No.
Exactly. So get up. Let's go.
You're like super mad. You did not move a single time.
Hello, I am Gavin Marcia.
Shut up, bro.
All right, let's go. Come on.
Next, Ilani talks to Mr. Alger about mental health emergencies in school. Jeffrey!
You finally got it.
Bro!
You finally gets it.
All right, let's go. Come on. Stop.